comfortable. Oh, my girls. My golden girls. Am I staying golden? Alright. Hopefully it's working. It looks like it's working. Alright, I think we're good. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Welcome, everyone. Ewok Templar. Diablo 4. Hopefully all are doing well. I forgot to mute. It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. We won't edit anything in posting. We will keep it in for dramatic effect. I'm just adjusting the microphone. We got to get into it. It's been a hard day's night. I could have been ready earlier. I could have done this earlier, but I actually, I only got 4 hours in today. So actually, I took a little break today. I felt ill, then I immediately jumped back into it. And here we are. Leveling up again. Hitting it. We can't stop, won't stop. Mother's Embrace is still with us. So we're going into it, we're going back in. We're getting this level. I believe we're 14 million away. I got some keys, even though they're becoming a rarity now. I've grinded for the past, if I have 4 today, math, the past 13 hours of grinding, I've got enough sigil power to make 1 more key. So the keys are going down, but I gotta use them. I gotta use them every now and then, because it's just taking full advantage of the Mother's Blessing, you know what I mean? I gotta stick with it. I'm gonna hit all of the XPs, but I'm not gonna quit it. My definitions of life changed dramatically. Dramatically. Collectively. And now I have a need to feed the beast within. The XP. I didn't summon my own boys. I'm so off. There they are. Hopefully y'all are having a good day. I'm having a good day. Except for when it was very weird. I woke up this morning, I grinded 2 hours, and then I just felt ill, even though I slept. I had good sleep. But then I just sort of got a whole lot of nothing done today. Just crazy. I'm just gonna stick with it, man. I'm ready. It's Sunday. Hopefully, no one shows up. I'd rather be streaming to 0 people than the fake people. That's just me, though. That's just me. I like to keep it legit. Some of you probably see me and think, now here's a guy who clearly has it all put together. I'm not gonna say you're wrong, but that's not 100% correct either. Just gonna gather my darkness up and get my kills. What is this? Oh my goodness. It's the pedestals. Means I gotta grab these crystals, put them where they belong. I'm really hoping I can get this before... I don't know if I'm able to get it done before Mother's Blessing disappears. It is... I think we have a few more days. I think the last day I said was the 7th, but still. Even with everything, even with Mother's Blessing, like, it takes depending on how lucky I get, it's either 2 or 3 hours per like section now. So I'm not looking forward to when Mother's Blessing is over, if we still have levels to finish. Like if the last couple of levels are still, if there's like 2 levels left after Mother's Blessing ends, I'm gonna be like, oh, they're gonna hurt. I'm gonna feel them. Because we basically have an entire third of extra XP, and I'm like, the first day, Mother's Blessing, I felt it. I was like, yes, this is a good boost. But this level, this entire level, this 293 to 294, it felt like the level before Mother's Blessing was turned on. It felt about the same. I was like, oh, good. That's a good sign. Still got about 2 to 3 hours each skill section. Oh man. I've been watching Stargate SG1 because I finished watching through Farscape again. Because I remember at some point in the distant past, Farscape got canceled, and 2 of the characters, Claudia Black's character and then the main character, moved to one of the Stargate shows, like right after. I don't know why. I don't know if it was like a contract thing, like were they still like contracted to like whatever production company was in charge of all of that, or if they just happened to get those jobs at the exact same time that the Farscape got canceled. But I was watching SG1. I was watching SD1 and I was like, this is terrible. Like, I know that's like the first one. It's supposed to like take place like right after the movie, but man, compared to Farscape, Stargate SG1, like especially season 1, I'm already in season 2, but a lot of it felt like in comparisons, Farscape was a show, and SG1 felt like I was pulling teeth. Like, for me, the worst episodes were, strangely enough, were the first 3. It felt like nothing happened. It felt like, you remember in Clerks when Dante is describing the Lord of the Rings trilogy? That's the way it felt like. I felt like I was that guy. I was like, wow, this is, you can tell this is budgeted by comparison. They really like showing you that giant metal circle go whoosh whoosh, and I could have sworn that's all stuff that was all graphics and scenes that were just taken straight from the movie. It's okay. It's intriguing, it's interesting, but it really does feel like, I don't know. Like most of the show just feels like I'm just sort of involved in, like if Farscape was a show, this feels like a conversation. I feel like watching Stargate SG1 is equivalent to talking to one person about Stargate SG1. If that makes sense. That's a good comparison. It feels like the entire show could have been text. Like, just text rolling across the screen. You'd have to watch it to get it, I guess. I don't know, I was watching it and I was like, wow, I could ignore all of this right now and feel fine. It's fine though. It's fine. I'm gonna give it its fair shake, and I have been. I'm already at season 2, where things started getting interesting until they did the time travel one, which was confusing to me. One thing I will give Stargate is that they have an interesting enemy that just got introduced in season 2 that I was like, whoa, that could mess up a whole lot of other people. This would be a problem for a lot of different universes. It's those, I forgot what they're called. The Kurai? Or something like that? Basically, they're like a bug alien, but they exist on a visual spectrum and a sound spectrum, like a frequency that's higher above our perception. So not only can we not see them, we also can't hear them. So like literally if we get a fight with them, literally it just looks like plasma blasts just appear out of nowhere. They have like perfect camouflage. And there's a lot of them, and I was like, wow, that's actually an interesting enemy. That would suck to have to fight that. You have to like shoot a very specific device at them to lower their frequency so you could just visually see them and hear them. And of course that device is an alien device that they just got. I was like, maybe 40k, because they'd adapt really quickly. They'd be like, someone would have whatever anti-daemon technology they have, I'm sure, like, would be like scramble the fairy frequencies. Oh, we can see them now. These damn ghost bugs are here again, you know? Because that's like perfect camouflage, man. You're literally on a frequency that they cannot observe. It's not like... And since they're in like... It's like their existence too. It's like there's place and time and space is also of a different frequency, but they can still affect our time space, which is crazy. That means like if you shoot where they are, but you're not shooting the device that makes them visible at them, that means basically your bullets are useless. They just pass through them. So even if you had the bestest gun ever, you'd still just be shooting the air, then you'd like, nothing would happen to them. Like even in the show, they're like, yeah, you can shoot where they are, but that would just basically, they'd feel it, but it would slow them, it would just slow them down. It's not really affecting them, it's affecting them, but not. I'm like, what does that mean? Was it like you turn the air to porridge for a second when the bullets hit them? Because the bullets exist on a different plane of reality, but they can still perceive that reality, but they exist on a higher plane of frequency existence. It was like, I was like, you know what, you don't have to explain it. That's just irritating enough to make an interesting enemy. You have to get your loud bullets, your squealers. You have to invent a very high-pitched bullet, whatever that means. Get to work, science man. I need some loud, screamy bullets in order to shoot these aliens. Could you imagine? Give me some screamers. Give me some screaming memes, but in the shape of bullets. Thank you. Thank you very much. We have an alien. They're on a different vibration than ours. And the messed up part is, they have this big, complex society who are enemies to our enemy. But some of them, for some reason, instead of deciding to become allies, said, what if we just kill all of the people that could become hosts to our enemy? And for some reason, they're so stupid. It's almost a human-like quality. Because not only did more than one of these aliens agree to it, they formed basically a terrorist organization dedicated to it. So even though the galaxy is full of billions upon billions of creatures that can be hosts to the other alien called the Goa'uld, which are like these little parasitic worms, which they're an entire other festival of lights. They're a whole other different Hanukkah. But still, there's a group of aliens within these aliens that are so dumb, even though they're these frequency bugs with plasma cannon hands. They said, you know what if we just kill all the other aliens that could get infected by the Goa'uld? And for some reason, this didn't die immediately in Idealand. They had a group of them got together and said, yeah, it's a good idea. We'll just kill everyone they could possibly infect. There's no way this is a dumb idea, even though, like, there's literally billions upon billions. This would take us forever. Literally, The time it would take to kill everything that could be a host of the gold would, and entire ages and eras will pass. Evolution would have taken effect to where we won't be the same. The things we're killing won't even be the same before we're even done. That's how long it would take us to do that. But instead of becoming allies with them and fighting with them, even though their numbers are in the billions, let's try right now. Let's start to try and kill them all. It's literally like they're a cool alien design, but obviously the writer who wrote the story idea of why they come into why they jump into the story was, I don't know, high on something. Then again, if you watch the show, there's a lot of ideas that like make you go, what? But why? And they're like, oh, science, come on, Stargate. Bah, 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 bah. Remember the movie? And like the alien design and the idea of the alien, brilliant. The plots, though, the plot of the terrorist aliens, ridiculous. They even pointed out too in the show what I'm talking about, but there's like literally billions of species in the galaxy that'd be perfect host. And they're like, I know, but they really want to kill you guys for some reason. They're on their way here now, by the way, in case you forgot. What am I supposed to do with that, bro? What? But the little worm guys are the bad guys. Yeah, they know. They just like them too. And it's not all of them, by the way. It's not all of the bug aliens. Just a group big enough to form a terrorist organization. An invisible insect terrorist organization is what we gotta deal with now. They literally use unalive nuclear bomb tactics. I'm like, oh, that's great. That's magical. Isn't this magical? And then there's several other aliens where I'm just like, there's humans that are just like way more advanced, but they're extremely pretentious. So it's like, we could help you, but we know how greedy and sucky you are. Like when you first get introduced to them, they're like literally dying on a planet because the ship that's coming to pick them up is like running late. And the leader is so proud and up his own butt that when he's like the only one who talks like right at the beginning, they run up to him and he's like dying and he's like, don't help us, as he passes out. And they're like, what? What does that mean? So then they find out it's because they're all pricks, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Space humans are like, you just want to be nice to us so you can get our technology. We were dying all on our own. We had help on their way. You'd be dead before they got there. Like, yeah, but it's legal. And we were like, what do you mean? Stupid. Insulting. Yeah, you're humans and we're humans, but we're humans from a different planet where our science is really cool. We don't need your help. You're inferior because you're so, what's it called, primitive in your technology. And I was like, if these guys are so advanced and their technology is so good, why are they dying on a planet because a volcano was spewing out ash and gases? You're telling me these guys, they're so advanced in technology, but they never figured out gas masks or oxygen tanks? Like, it's just stupid on its face. It doesn't make sense, but they have the ability to phase through walls. Okay, that makes sense. Why would I need to breathe when I could walk through walls? A writer wrote this down, by the way. They wrote this down and said this will be an episode. Why would I need my life being saved when I was dying in a very sophisticated, technologically advanced way of not being able to breathe on a planet that my people helped destroy the ecosystem of, by the way, in case you... Did I forget to mention that? I was suffocating just fine when these damn humans showed up trying to save me. It's so stupid. What? This is the show. This is the show. This is the show that eventually replaced Farscape. And I'm not supposed to like be critical of it. I'm not supposed to look at it and go, what is this hot mess of a show? And then there's the Nox. I remember them because I was like, God, I just like them. The writers wanted you to like them, but anyone with common sense would immediately dislike them because they're just. Why are they here? It felt like If Bad Breath was an episode. Like, we could give you technology to help, but you're too young of a species. Instead of fighting the Goa'uld, have you thought about becoming completely invisible and teleporting their guns away? Because that's what we do, because we're smart and cool. Look at our hair that looks like buckwheat, but pastel colors. Isn't that cool? And they're like, no, shut up, go away, you little weirdos. Why were you living in dirt huts if you're so advanced and you have like flying cities? It was like some weird, I don't even know. Like someone was trying to write a love letter to that one chapter in Chrono Trigger, but it came out like a wet fart instead of a love letter. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like, honestly. After they showed up a second time to help out the pretentious aliens, and the main character was like, I like those guys, the Nox, because he made like the guns disappear. And I was like, you know what, I've decided I don't like the Nox. I think they're a lazy idea. They're a lazy wet fart of an idea. Oh. We're like Fern Gully Jedi. Look at our crazy hair. Ooh. I don't like them. Like the Goa'ulds are jackwagons, but at least they have like a cohesive consistency that I can respect, you know? They're up their own butts. They really like slavery. And they like to enslave humans. They like to pretend they're gods and do the dance of living thousands of years by switching bodies over and over again. Some of them ain't bad, but damn do they think they're better than everyone else, even though from what I've seen so far, I think all of their technology is all stolen technology. Which I think is funny, because then it's like, the humans always trying to get better tech, but they never do. They get a couple of stun guns, but they never start replicating them. And then the Goa'uld, this entire time, I guess they're the reasons why the humans get a bad rap. And all the other aliens are like, nah, we're not gonna deal with you guys. Nah, you look like the Goa'uld. We know that you're not the Goa'uld, and we're fighting the Goa'uld too, but we're not gonna help you because you do it. You'd make yourself cool. Probably start wars with yourself. And it's like, what? How is that your business? We had enough technology and common sense to come here and help you, by the way. Except for the Nox, they were just weird mushroom freaks going, whoa, whoa, look, we're over here, now we're not. Oh my god. Look at me dance on this mushroom while farting into the wind. Wish you could do this, don't you, human? Too bad you can't, because you're not a Nox, but I am. My hair looks like a travesty. Goddamn future whimsy pimsy garden gnomes of now you see me, now you don't. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous. At least Farscape was... It was crazy. It was weird. It was even goofy and funny a lot of the times. But man, did it pull you in. As soon as you get the ability to bench it, you want to. It's like potato chips. What's John Crichton gonna get into next? Several of the episodes in season 1 were literally this exact plot. Look at this new world we just arrived into through the Stargate. Wow, there's something here that could really help us. Oh no, we gotta destroy it in order to save ourselves and get back to where we get back home. Like, that happens several times. Over and over again, and I'm just like, ah, man. It's okay, it's an alright show. I have mixed feelings about it. Mostly disdain. But it's acceptable. If you like sci-fi, it is watchable, and it's fine. It's not bad enough to where, like, I don't think I'm hate watching it. It felt like, that's what it felt like when I started. But now the storyline is intriguing enough to where I was like, alright, I can continue and see where this goes. But still, compared to Farscape, Farscape was like Farscape was like curly fries. When you were craving curly fries. And Stargate SGU is like a single slice of wheat bread that you didn't ask for. But you are hungry, you know what I mean? If I was using food comparisons, like if there was a show that I thought was so horrible, like it was at the bottom, like absolute don't watch. I can't think of one right now. I'm sure there are. I'm sure I've watched several shows and I'm like, I gotta stop watching this. Because all it does is make my hate for human life grow. If I was to do a food comparisons, which I don't know why I like to do that a lot, it just seems easy. Most people eat. I know there's a margin of people out there who don't have faces or stomachs, and they have to get all their food intravenously. How do you say that word? In vitro, for short. I don't mean to make them feel left out. But also, that's the smallest group I can think of off the top of my head who'd be like, I don't understand this comparison. I don't understand. Food? What, with your mouth hole? What kind of weak human still uses their mouth? Like, I can see those people now. They probably up their own butts with how they don't need to chew things like us lower life forms with their intravenous bags of nutrient juice. Hey, there's my level. 294. We're on our way. We're only 6 levels away. We can do it. I believe in us. But yeah, if there was like worst show ever, don't watch it, I would tell you. It's like you're thirsty for a glass of water, but someone hands you a single packet of soy sauce. Like, just liquid salt, so it's just gonna make you thirstier. Just, Don't get me wrong, I love soy sauce, but there's a time and a place. It is. I know how crazy you all guys are out there. I just want to remind you, for safety reasons, soy sauce, even if it's ice cold, it's not a beverage, alright? It's sauce. Listen, we've all seen that episode of Cops where that guy was literally drinking a cup of gravy while driving. Alright? He was absolutely 100% an American. Like you and me. So I know. I know. Back in high school, I remember we had this... my group of friends that were living in, was it, I forget, Irving?
Yeah.
Over there. That direction. You guys can't see where I'm pointing, but it's accurate. And they, for a little while, were completely off the wall were dipping potato chips in soy sauce, and they treated it like they discovered gold. And I was like, well, of course that'd be delicious. I don't think you guys should still be doing it. I tried it. After they showed me, I tried it a couple times. I was like, yeah, that's sodium on sodium. But for like a week, that's what they're talking about. Like, man, I can't believe it. So, I know how crazy you guys can get. So I just want to let you all know, it's a reminder. ET pro tip, don't drink soy sauce like it's a beverage. Not a drink. It is sauce. Very, very salty sauce. Even the lower sodium soy sauce would be dangerous to treat that way. And you know what? Years and years of being in the service industry that taught me food safety. As long as you don't poison and don't kill anyone, just keep... Let me tell you something I learned as a manager. Alright. You want everything to go run smoothly? You want everything... the number one thing changes. It changes, but there is a number one thing you gotta get under control.
My soul.
Before anything else, then it switches places, becomes second place. Because you just maintain it once you get it under control. And that is clean. Number one thing is clean, clean, clean. You get everything clean, your number two thing should be organization. And when I say organization, that includes everything. That includes rotation of your backstock, rotation of your stock, rotation of your non-perishables. Even your supplies should be organized and rotated. All your tools. And once you get that under control, then cleanliness just becomes maintained, and it's still like up there. But after you get cleanliness under control, number one becomes organization. Keeping it organized as you flow.
Such power.
And I would like to reiterate that liquid sodium is not a drink. No matter how delicious it is. Honestly, we're lucky that most people like have difficulty with sugar, because I mean it makes you fat, and you can get some heart disease from other weight problems and heart explosions and whatnot. But if you were to just drink, if you were addicted to sodium and you were just drinking soy sauce all the time, you could probably just explode into a big pile of bloody sand, like way faster than getting fat. Like you would just die so much faster. You'd be walking down the street and then like a gust of wind would turn you into sand and you'd blow away like, ah, like you'd just be so dry. You would disintegrate like Thanos snapped you out of existence. As your heart would implode on itself from your blood turning into a thick, viscous death juice that you couldn't even call death juice. It'd be like molten lava, like melted glass. So yeah, that's my pro tip. One of the reasons why ocean water makes you sick. Not just all the extra stuff that the sharks and the whales put in it. Are they not dead? I walked through them. Anywho. It's fine, but it's not. If that makes sense. My gallbladder is doing way better, by the way. But, like, nuts and hot dogs, for some reason, still make me very gassy. Everything else, though, even, like, just beef by itself, like regular beef, I can handle, like, before all this. Like, it's nothing now. It's just delicious meat. But for some reason, like, processed beef that's, like, in hot dogs, and like nuts, for some reason, those still make me like really gassy. Like, whoa. Like, cause I didn't have, I bring this up because the day got away from me. I still haven't technically had dinner, but I did have some like nuts with some cereal as like a snack to keep me content before I started streaming. Cause I realized like, I felt ill today, so I took it easy. And then I took a shower at 5 and then I got out, and then it was around 7 o'clock after I did another XP run just like this one, when I realized I hadn't eaten anything since like 10 in the morning. So I was like, I need to grab something before I stream this level up. So I grabbed some nuts because they made me feel very full. But now my slow metabolism has finally started digesting them. So now I'm starting to get kind of like, uh-oh. Stop that. Dang it, Stick Drift. Stop embarrassing me in front of my one audience member. We like to keep it professional, and I'm with the highest quality here at Ewok Templar. GG no re, YouTube no jutsu. Hold on, I'm popping a cough drop in. This will alter my voice slightly. Prepare yourself. Okay. I don't feel dry, but I can sense dryness coming. That's why I'm popping in one right now. Should I care about the gym chest? I shouldn't. I'm gonna touch them as I go, though. I don't even remember the rest of that episode of Cops now. I just remember they were talking to this trucker. They got him out of the car. And the cop was like, "What are you drinking?" He's like, "Gravy." I was like, "What?" Dude, you have... And it was straight out of like one of those white foam cups that you get like at Chicken Express or Popeyes, you know what I mean? Like, it was just a white foam cup, but it was one of those wide ones where it definitely wasn't coffee because it was like stubby and wide. The cop was like, "What is that?" And the cop, without skipping a beat, he wasn't ashamed. He was just like, "I'm drinking gravy. I don't care. This is a body and lifestyle where I do what I want." What's it called? Safety or worry. Caution is being thrown to the wind. That's the word I was looking for. Caution's being thrown to the wind right now, man. He ate, like, that's, you know, that's pretty smart, because if you're driving, you don't want your hands to get all greasy, so you probably eat the chicken with like a fork, right? They give you the plastic forks. You just stab it and eat it. And then I'll just drink the gravy. I'll add it in. It's all going to the same place anyway, right? Respect, honestly. Respect for him being true to himself and also not being ashamed. You're just like gravy. I wonder if would that be a good place to hide the cocaine? Like, if you're a criminal and your drug of choice with the cocaina, could the dog smell it if you mixed the cocaine in your gravy? And you were just drinking gravy as you drove, drinking your cocaina gravy? Like, you could call it your get up and go gravy? I don't know, that's interesting. I never thought about that. You'd ask a cop. Like, what if... You ever meet a psycho who's just drinking ranch dressing out of the bottle while driving? What, did you ever think maybe the cocaine's in the ranch dressing? Like, and cop be like, huh, wait a minute. Get it while I live it. What if the drugs are in the gravy? Ba ba ba, ba ba ba, and then like that weird suspense music from Saw. I didn't like Saw. I never liked gore though, or gore horror. I like a really good horror. Like the first Alien, I was like, whoa, that creeps me out. But Saw, I never liked Saw. I was just like, dude, you got cancer, and now you just have to be a complete jackwagon about it. I have all the skills of engineering to make these interesting devices, and I've decided to use it for murder. Against not like bad people, just people who live shitty lives. Like it'd be different if like all of them were like murderers and rapists, right? But no, it's just like you couch surfing fart smeller who operated a Tumblr account for too long. I'm throwing you in a blender made of piranhas. And I'm like, okay, that's a bit much. And then the druggies, I'm just like, as long as they only destroyed their own life, that's just them being stupid. Like, that's just terrible. That's just them being terrible people. But that's not like, I don't know, but that's weird hocus pocus, judge, jury, executioner logic. Like some people liked him to say like he's kind of an anti-hero. I was like, I don't think so. I think he's up his own. I think he's a pretentious freak job. I think he's up his own butt. I think he shoved his butt. He shoved his own face up his own butt to try and smell his own cancer. Like that's what I think he did. In conclusion, wasn't a fan. Wasn't a fan. I bring that up only because like the suspense music was kind of a meme for a little while. The ba 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 ba. Like every single time someone would make like a discovery, like they're the Velociraptor themselves. Or Conspiracy Keanu. I know I'm talking like some weird, crazy when the magic was written words to some of y'all. Some of y'all are like, what? Is that something I should know? You should. Some of you might not. But you shouldn't. It's part of your history. It's part of who we are, where we came from. Where we were born. Where we first started, where society was actually correcting and on a good course. Before the war, before the dark times, before the empire. Let me tell you. There was a time in the internet before Harambe when things were looking like they were going to be all right. Ever since that dang gorilla. Like, we had trolling, but then it became like a weird epidemic. The internet still trying to be owned by the sociopaths who believe that they have a right to anonymity and abusing others when they do not. I don't believe so. And now that plague has returned. And you know what? All things that are done in the dark will come to the light. I know this, you know this, they know this. The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. And I'm banking on it, my friends. Am I still grinding? Oh my god. Oh, I forgot to activate my juices. Excuse me, my bad. My bad, everyone. Emoji. Probably spell like, comment, subscribe. I went full autopilot there for a second. Sherm brought up Saw. Sends me to a dark place really fast. I'm just like, why didn't they just shoot him? God bless it, how did this get so many sequels? I'm starting to suspect that women, when it comes to watching movies, they like watching pretty women die. That's the only way I can explain why horror does well, even when it's crap. Because there's a lot of it where I watch it, I'm just like, who? Why? Get a flamethrower, what is this?
Bless you.
Oh, there was this one I liked that was like kind of indie. I forgot what it was called. I don't even know if it was indie. All I know is that it was like,
You're a saint.
You're a saint.
it was some sort of, I want to say they were Russian. It was like Russian soldiers versus werewolves. And there's this one part where like they barricade a door and like one of the soldiers is like pushing his legs up against it. And one of the werewolves, or whatever it is, whatever monster it's supposed to be, is like tearing through the center of the door. And he literally grabs a spray can and a lighter and starts lighting up its face. Like, I'm like, yes! Someone finally did it! We talked about it all the time. I'm like, why don't they do this? They have all of that. They like look at the supplies around them. And they never ever try to set the thing on fire. They're always like, oh no, It's always like running away and tripping over like chairs that weren't even in your way. Oh no, this chair in the kitchen. Even though that's where I keep the chairs. I'm gonna constantly look behind me as I try to unlock the kitchen door to the backyard. And it's like, they always do the thing where they pick up a perfectly good hand weapon that you could use over and over again if you just kept it in your hand and kept swinging with it. They always pick up like a hammer or a toaster and they just throw it. They just throw it instead of like using it defensively. That always pissed me off too. Now horror, just a lot of horror. A lot of it. Like, it has to be good, because if there's like If there's any cheese, it has to be self-aware in comedy. Otherwise, it just irritates the bejesus out of me. I'm just like, this is insulting to me, to my mind. My level, my tard levels are getting all out of whack just witnessing this.
Help! I beg you!
Anyone else feel that way?
Help! Please! Over here!
All of you didn't just run away to like try to put cocaine in gravy to see if that would work, right? Because another announcement. I'm not. I'm just talking. I'm not making. I have no science background that's worth noting. I respect and accept science as a logical authority in life. But do not, like, don't just be taking the crazy things ET says and going, I'm gonna do that right now. I'm on my way to the kitchen. I'm gonna make some gravy. I'm gonna go to KFC and buy some gravy. We're gonna have ourselves a party. A very, very unhealthy party. Just don't. Just don't. Most crime annoys me. Because it's like, especially after you watch so much body cam footage and they're always like so up their own butt, so full of lies. I remember I was watching this one guy. He was on a bus, right? And he was in a mood. He was like, "Rrr." He stepped on some old lady's foot and hurt her, and he was like, ah, and she like told him to watch where he was going. And instead of apologizing or reacting in any sense of normalcy, he started an argument with her. He starts yelling at her. And then he sits next to this blind woman up front, and he continues to berate, continues to argue with these two old ladies in the back, that sat in the back, and one of the old ladies he stepped on the foot of. And the blind woman literally turns to him and is like, don't talk to her that way, please. And he gets up and immediately starts giving all his aggression towards this blind woman. And the blind woman's a blind woman. So she stands up and just like, like a, hey man, what are you doing, Capacity? What do you think you're doing? I'm asking you to just calm down. And now you're getting pretty aggro with a blind woman. And he beats up the blind woman. He starts beating her. And then, after he beats her up and one guy like pulls him off of her, he goes to the bus driver. He wants to get out. Bus driver's like, nah. So then he breaks the glass and starts beating up the bus driver. And these people get bloodied. Like, really, they get lacerations because of how hard he was beating them in the face. And then, like, the cops find him. And the entire time, this is how up his own butt criminals can be. Like, they can just dive into it. They can just Ouroboros themselves like a snake symbol. Which I was trying my hardest not to see how long I could go without bringing up snakes and the snake gods. But it seems like it's all connected, man. It's all connected. The universe constantly expanding, Ouroboros, cops, gravy filled with cocaine, the devil. Is it all making sense to you guys now? Anywho, back to my story. It's not my story. Back to the story. My bad. I did not invent this story. This story actually happened. I watched it. The cops find him, and they're just trying to talk to him. They're like, all right, dude, you matched the description. Description of what? Description of what? He gets up and he gets all mad. And the cop was like, well, where were you coming from? Like, cop's trying to keep it, like, professional. He was like, I came from over there. And it was like, and the cop's like, well, where were you before you came from over there? And he's like, I don't know. He literally says that. I was like, but he starts getting mad and aggro and starts like dancing around like completely. Like, I don't even know, like, was he in a, like, to have the audacity, that amount of audacity? Were you in a fugue state when you beat up a blind old woman and a bus driver? Because you, by the way, you stepped on an old lady's toe. Nothing in this story. Are you, like, I wonder if criminals ever stop and go, I'm the bad guy. I should not be doing this. This is wrong. This, if someone was doing this to me, I'd be mad. And I'd want laws and people to enforce these laws to prevent these things that I'm doing to be happening to other people. Like, do they ever... The audacity to be so far up your own butt. To just not... To not take any responsibility for the crimes you committed. And just blame everyone else. With anger in your heart, too. Like, completely unaware of themselves. So, like, to be a criminal like that is to be so unaware of yourself. Man. I can't even understand the mentality. You know how easy it is not to commit a crime? I talk about this a lot. I know I do this a lot. But watch this. For the next 30 seconds, I'm not going to steal anything. Watch this. Still not doing it. You can't see me, but I assure you I'm still playing the game. You want me to turn the camera on for a second? I'll turn the camera on for a second. You can see that I'm still here. I have control of the mouse and the controller. Wait. We can do this one-handed for a little bit. We can do this one-handed. I don't need to push buttons, although that trigger's getting stuck again. Hold on. Get the topaz. Get the topaz. I'm gonna get it. I don't care about if I pick that up too. All right, I can just stand here. I can just stand here. It's been at least 30 seconds now, and I still haven't stolen anything. You saw that? Did you see it? Watch this. I'm about to not assault any real people for the next 30 seconds. Watch this. This is what we're asking people to do. This is what's impossible. This is impossible to do for a lot of people for some reason. You can't just stop and just relax. Think about the universe. Think about the left and the right, the black and the white, the gray in the middle, the juicy, beautiful middle. Ah, you can do some beautiful things in the gray area. They can't do that. They can't just, you know what, I'm gonna not crime today. I'm just gonna not crime. I'm gonna lean into my mic a little bit too much. I'm gonna whisper into it. I'm gonna whisper into it like it's an episode of Man in the High Castle. You can't just angry whisper talk an entire show. Apparently you can, and the show was actually good. But literally, go back and watch it. Like 90% of the conversation were like this. They were like aggressive, like it was very weird, aggressive whisper talking the entire show. You can't just make me bleed my own blood. Not when I'm in the middle of whisper talking all my problems to you. And in Welsh, bless my country forever. This song won't be creepy and get stuck in E.T.'s head forever. No way. I'm gonna sing it like I can't close my mouth. God bless it, America. That's how easy it is to not commit a crime, by the way. That's how easy it is. Just, they say, don't. Like, they're not even, like, it'd be different if it's like
You there!
like a bum, like a complete tramp, a hobo. They go into like the grocery store and they steal like the dollar bread so that they can eat something.
Only way out of this is
I think that's different. I think someone could show up and be like, I'll buy that hobo's $1 bread. You know? It's not that. It's not someone starving. It's always a TV, a PS5, just stuff they don't need. But you know, and I mean, we don't know how much cocaine gravy they had that day. It could have been a lot. They could be going home to watch the next episode of Man in the High Castle. They're binging it. The power went out, and they had to switch from their streaming server. Maybe not the power going out, but their service ran out. So now they need money. They need to get some money real quick. And now they're really mad too, because now they went back to public TV and they immediately started watching Stargate SG-1. And they were like, this is terrible. I'm gonna drink some more cocaine gravy and steal some TVs from Walmart and then claim that the cops are racist. That's a good idea to do today. I'm gonna do that right now. Like, is that the thought process? Like, it's very confusing. Like, I don't know how they get there. You know what I mean? How did this happen? Is gravy mixed with cocaine really that good, guys? Can we? Is rehab never an option? You know what would really piss me off? That I completely, like, I'm like the opposite of. You remember the movie Let's Go to Prison? Like, right at the beginning, Dax Shepard's character is narrating about how every day in prison there's like at least a football stadium of people worth getting essayed. And he's like, do you really want to support, like, I'm paraphrasing here, an entire football stadium people getting essayed rather than just letting them keep your radios? And I'm like, first time I heard that, I got mad. I was like, or how much audacity do you have to where an entire football stadium of SAs is not enough to stop you from stealing radios? How about that? How about that for logic? No. Uno reverse card, young man. Sorry, I'll just keep the camera on. I was about to shut it off, then I realized I'm near the end. I'm near the end. We'll make this the last one. I gotta start getting ready for bed. I gotta take my sleeping medication. I'll clean this one up, and then I gotta get back. I got my level up in. I need to lock it in. Tomorrow morning I'm gonna wake up early. We gotta get back to it. We're only 6 levels away, setting the world record. Which I admit, the world record's a little wonky. Deny. The world record's a little wonky. Because at first it was just Decima, and I admit that both Madara and Standard Shame helped get the XP needed a little bit. But both Madara and Standard did actually play a little bit of Act 1 and Act 3, but Decima still hasn't. Sorry, Act 1 and Act 2. Neither one touched Act 3. But I saw that when they were doing it, in my record, it counted as my first time doing it, so it appeared as like an achievement, like it had a date and time. So that's why I decided, you know what, I need to stop, because that would be, using that would be a perfect way to show that I actually haven't touched the campaign ever, except a little bit on my other characters that aren't the main character, because Decima's the main bread and butter, and you'll see that even in her time, I feel like the amount of time I spent before the update that changed the way the Paragon system worked, because max level used to be level 100, and Decima by herself was actually level 98. And then after the update, they dropped her down to level 50 with the Paragon level being also level 50. Actually, like level 40 or something like that. It wasn't maxed out. And that was the first time they changed it to where your Paragon level was now a max of 300, and your max level for your character was actually level 60 instead of 50. But I felt like all that time I put into Decima, like the hours and hours I put into Decima, getting to level 98, then some of that XP being taken away, kind of washes out by a lot. The little bit of XP help I've gotten by just I only did it just so I wouldn't get bored. That's why I made the other characters. But I feel like all of that makes up for more than the little bit of XP I got from Stand Your Shame and Madara. So I feel like the record still stands at like Decima pretty much by herself has set this world record. And I know now, even right now, I'm getting like probably 21, 20, no, a little bit more than that because Mother's Blessing. We're probably getting about 30 million, maybe right underneath 30 million XP right now on Sakharine. But Sakharine has also not played any of the campaign. Same thing with Alicia and Novisame. So it's like, it's not perfect, but for the most part, 99% no campaign. Definitely no campaign skip. Definitely no campaign completion either. No one's actually beaten the game. It's just Madara and Stand Your Shame touched it a little bit. They actually touched the campaign just a tiny bit. But you know what? I know we have like a minute or two left. I might just go run to the Blind Burrows. Use up that bonus XP, even though it's about to disappear. We'll run through it real quick. But I gotta start getting ready. What? Cannot process due to party's campaign state. What? What do you mean? What can't you process? Did I try to speak to someone who was like campaign related? Coincidentally, did I walk past a campaign mission? Or is it because I have Fields of Hatred, the mission highlighted? Some weird wonky things can happen on D4 still. My God, it's a lot of spiders in here. I really like hitting them with the curse. Well, I really like hitting them with Decrepify. Actually, no, it's not Decrepify. Is it Decrepify? I forget. What was it? Yeah, it's Decrepify. I was right. I like hitting them with Decrepify, and because of my aspects and all my upgrades, it literally instantly nukes them. They can receive anywhere from 2.5 million to 50,000 damage just from Decrepify, just tagging them for a second. Just... We'll clean this up. As long as there's not a world event, which I don't think there will be. Sometimes there are when you do a random non-key dungeon. Sometimes you'll get all three. It'll be the injured person, the chest, and the... what's it called? Oh no, all four. I forgot, yeah. Injured person, cursed chest. There's an injured person right there.
My friends.
Soul Survivor is what the injured person's called. Cursed chest, cursed pillar, the one where it's like a power-up, obelisk, but it's cursed, and you gotta like cure it. And then the last one, just a regular world event, where there's an entire room dedicated to like people, oh, over here, help us, or the other one where it's like a nest of spiders. Kill all the spiders. Or my favorite one, the vampire one, because I feel like that's the one that gives you the most XP. When it's like that weird pile of eldritch vampire goo, and then a bunch of bats keep on spawning. I just put a bunch of blizzards around it, and I feel like I'm getting the most XP possible, the fastest. Because even those tiny bats are worth like 1500 XP by themselves. So if you're killing hundreds and hundreds of them, you're getting, that's the big XP right there. Remember, children, if you're grinding D4, what you want is actually a lot of monsters, a lot of little guys.
Thank you, Wanderer.
The bosses are worth like a flat
Without
rate.
you.
So you're getting way more XP just killing a bunch of little guys. That's where the bread and butter is for grinding. See those little dudes? Vaporize them. And vaporize another group of them. You just keep on vaporizing a bunch of little guys. That's why spiders and bats are the best. And the infested tunnels here, Surratt's Lair, specifically, it's got a lot of those. It's got a lot. And it's right there by Carragher. What is, I think, I don't even know if I'm saying that town's name right. What's it called? Let's go to it. That has to be it, right? I mean, with the I there, Carragher, right? Cerrigar. Carragher. Has to be Carragher. It couldn't be anything else. I'm gonna keep calling it Carragher. But you know, Carragher right here. Surratt's Lair right there, and then even better, right over here is where Hive is, and that's another one where it's a lot of little guys. Blind Burrows is like rated the #1 one for number of mobs. This one's rated #1, but it's way down here, and it's like scooched off into this area, so you get to walk from over there or walk from over here. Still worth doing though. Still worth doing. If you were doing a run down here and you did like this one and then this one, it'd be perfectly easy to jump out and go over here and do that one next. Like when I'm down here, when I'm down in the deep south, I either like to do this, I get to go to this one, this one, this one, and then this one, and then this one. Like do like a weird little half circle. And then, but if I want to include these down here, I'll start over here and I'll come down. And then after I get that one done, I'll actually teleport to this one and come around and do it like that. But now I'm on a different style of run, which I won't get into now. I'm gonna leave this one here because I gotta get ready for bed. But real quick, before we leave, let's go ahead and look how many more, what's it, Dark Ages coins we've got now. Ah, we're up to 20,000. We got a few. We got a few. We got a few. Mother's Blessing, again, as a reminder, last day will be the 7th of April, so we got some time. Hopefully enough for me to reach max level. But anywho, I'll leave it right here. Thank you all. Came out today. Ewok Templar, Diablo 4, going for a world record here. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that like button, keep on posting. We'll see you in the next one. Y'all take it easy.